Hey y'all, here we go again. It's Chrissy O from the Chrissy O Show. Also go with Chrissy O. And yes, this is another voiceover because the wind was fiercely going some kind of strong out here that day when we took our field trip to Fort Macon State Park. It's a really awesome place. If you guys have never been, I encourage you, if you're in North Carolina and you like the beaches at North Carolina, we all like the beaches at North Carolina, go visit the Fort Macon State Park. So this is located in Carteret County. It's not too far from New Bern, but Fort Macon is a state park. It's a historical park, and it's restored. It's pre-Civil War fort. It has guided tours if you want them. They have cannon and musket demonstrations if you're into that kind of really cool stuff, which we are. We enjoy that. They have a lot of exhibits. They do a lot of education for people who visit, school groups. We saw school groups out here on this particular day. They have a bunch of information on their fort history, beautiful natural surroundings, including the inlet and the beach and all different kinds of stuff that goes on here. They have all different types of activities and hiking and biking and all kinds of stuff and different things. I didn't see where there was any camping. I don't think there is any camping there. I think you have to go up the road to Hammocks Beach to do that. But either way, there's all kinds of stuff. It's located on Fort Macon Road there in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina, and we had an absolutely fantabulous day. It's open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They got a visitor center there with a wonderful educational building that is there. They have very clean bathrooms, which I'm a fan of clean bathrooms. They have a great museum, a lot of history, and one of the cutest shops you'll ever see in your entire life that you can find a lot of merchandise to commemorate your visit there. So we bought t-shirts for all of our kids that we took with us on this particular field trip event, and I think that is absolutely awesome. You can do so many things and see so many things. And the best part about it is you can learn about so many things right here at the Fort Macon Park or Fort Macon Battlefield, whatever you want to call it. We just call it Fort Macon around here. Is what us North Carolinians do. So if you guys want to learn all about Fort Macon or you want to support Fort Macon, let me just tell you that Fort Macon is one of North Carolina's most visited state parks. That is a fact, Jack. And we learned that because we were speaking to some of the attendants that were out there. Super great tour guides. We weren't even in the tour and asked the question, and he was able to answer it for us. So it's wonderful that they're so knowledgeable all about Fort Macon. And it's really cool to be able to preserve history and understand the facts about history, and to make sure that you do understand everything that there is to learn about history. And, forts are cool, right? Everybody had a tent fort when they were growing up. At least I did. But anyway, so if you go to Friends of Fort Macon, it's a website. You can go visit it. You can also support what they do with the efforts of the fort. You go to friendsoffortmacon.org and you can go visit them. And you can get a whole entire outline and history of Fort Macon. They'll tell you about the purpose of the coastal defense there, any previous forts that you want to learn about, and the building of Fort Macon. They'll even tell you about the really cool physical features of the fort, which I like. And we have walked that entire fort from top to bottom. Tells you about pre-Civil War, Confederate occupation, federal occupation, how they created the state park there, its uses in World War II, all the way up to its recent history. So there's really a lot of things that you can learn when you're visiting the state park. So there's so many different battles, so many different things, just stuff that you can learn all about the history for Fort Macon. It is a really nice place to go and visit. The whole entire place, it's not made for fun, I can tell you that. it was made for war. So be very aware when you go to the fort that there are open holes, there's open places. Make sure that you are pretty physically in shape if you're going to climb the stairs, or if you're going to climb up on the top of these things and look at the cannons, that you be very mindful that you're not horseplaying and that you're not falling down into one of those brick little pit things there walking through the fort. There's a lot of things that you can see on the ground level should you be a little bit leery and scared of going up all those steep flights of stairs, and you don't want to really see a cannon up close, or look at the water, the surrounding water around you in the road. That's cool too. There's a lot of stuff downstairs that you can see. As you can tell, when we're going through our video, we just kind of split up. The guys went one way and the girls went the other way, and we just all looked for different things that interested us. And it's really great being a living fort museum, state park. They have all these great little rooms that you can go into that have all of this fabulous history and all of these things. You can press the buttons, you can hear all about it, or you can read all about it. All the artifacts they have, they're literally like little mini museums when you go into each individual room. So that was really cool. I think my favorite part for myself, and the kids even said so as well on this particular field trip, is that they really liked the fact that not only is it just super interesting with its history, but those really cool brick tunnels and all of those places that seem like confined spaces, and what they used all of those spaces for had to be pretty tight quarters for some, folks, military personnel back in the day. So I could only imagine if it was completely full, how tight those quarters were, but very useful for those particular quarters. And just so super interesting to see what they did back then, how they lived back then, and how they just made things work out on the particular fort. They're surrounded by, an ocean. It's really, really interesting. They have a lot of restored cannons. They have cannonballs, all kinds of things. The museum was really nice. I really like the museum. The museum was really cool. So when you go inside of the visitor center there, that's where your clean restrooms are located. You can also go in and watch a movie, and it'll tell you, information about the fort and all different types of things that interest you. So you can go and do that as well. And then you can go to the gift shop, which is one of the coolest little gift shops I've ever seen. And again, we bought some merch and some, especially T-shirts. And then you can go through their little museum, so you can get a little bit more up close and personal with the surrounding elements, the land, all different types of things. Now, once you visit the fort and you do what you're going to do at the fort, and you do your thing and you learn your history, and you just kind of hang out and just enjoy what was built way back when, you can also, across from the parking lot where you parked at, there are trails. You have your choice of tons of beautiful scenery, beach, wildlife scenery that you can go and see there. Really nice trails that you can walk there, and there's also a very nice beach. There was a sign that was posted the day that we went. I don't know if it stays up all the time or not. I assume it does. But this particular beach directly across from the fort is the inlet. The current's very strong. So obviously there's no swimming. There's no, sticking your feet in the water and none of that there. But it's a very clean, well-kept Fort Macon beach there. So you have a lot of sand should you need to hang out, at the beach a little while. And we saw a lot of people going back and forth with their chairs and just relaxing. I mean, there's nothing better than listening to the little, the big boats, the little boats, and dolphins and all different types of things out there in the water, and just listening to the waves just kind of crash up a little bit on the sand there on the beach. So that was really nice. We had a really great, enjoyable time. Again, Fort Macon is located in North Carolina at Atlantic Beach. So if you want to take your whole entire day trip, go do that and go to the beach. There you go. You have your options. You can also drive into town and go into Atlantic Beach and visit all the things that they have to offer. But for our field trip and our field trip purposes, we wanted to go do something historic. And it's very calming. It's very relaxing to walk through, to see everything. It's just a beautiful place to visit. The surroundings itself, the pictures that you can take, panoramic views are really, really beautiful. To be able to, take your pictures, walk around, do your thing, spend some time with your family, your friends, your students, your field trippers, whatever it is you want to do. But it is a very cool place to go. And I encourage you guys to go because guess what? It is free. It is free because it is maintained by the state of North Carolina and the state parks system. And you will see park rangers all over there all the time. Park rangers are also very super nice and they're very super knowledgeable. And you might be able to catch some like restoration things going on, or they may have different types of archaeological things going on. You never know. But they also, what I did notice, and I want to mention this really quickly, is they have these really cool events at night. Not only do they have like the cannon and the musket fires and all types of those types of events, but they had some really cool events where you could take your telescope out and you could look at the stars. What a wonderful place to do that. So just check the events calendar, see what they have to offer, and just go. If you're ever in the area and you like history and you like that sort of thing, we do. Go visit. Go have a great time. Stay at Atlantic Beach. Go visit some of the really cool places that you want to go. And we have some friends that have a restaurant down there called Four Corners. Go eat there. It's fabulous food. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all. And guess we'll catch you on the next field trip flip, which is coming up really soon in the next couple of weeks. So you guys will be able to enjoy some of the places that we get to go. So thanks again, and you guys have a very fabulous day, and don't forget to find your pursuit of happiness. This is Chrissy O from the Chrissy O Show, the pursuit of happiness.